Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stones of Remembrance, video number 4. When I left you yesterday, the priests were still kind of standing in the middle of the riverbed on dry ground. All the children of Israel, all their wives, all the men, the women, the children, and all their livestock had crossed over from the flood stage time of the Jordan River. I'm going to begin reading you now in chapter 4. Now, you don't have to read chapter 4 until next week. That's going to be the homework assignment I give you this Sunday. I'm reading you chapter 4, verse 1, 3, 6, 7, and 24. It says, when all the people had crossed the Jordan, the Lord said to Joshua, now choose 12 men, one from each tribe. Tell them, take 12 stones from the very place where the priests were standing in the middle of the Jordan. Carry them out and pile them up at a place where you camp tonight. We'll use these stones to build a memorial. And in the future, your children will ask you, what do these stones mean? Then you can tell them, they remind us that the Jordan River stopped flowing when the Ark of the Lord's covenant went across. These stones will stand as a memorial among the people of Israel forever. And he did this so that all the nations of the earth might know that the Lord's hand is powerful, so you might fear the Lord your God forever. These were their stones of remembrance. This is what we base our entire series every November on. Because God was teaching his people the importance of remembering the blessings of God. It is so important that we remember the blessings of God, the miracles of God in the life of SEC. And it is important that you remember the miracles of God and the blessings of God in your own life. Because if God is not blessing you right now, or maybe you're going through a tough time right now, maybe you're facing a spiritual storm right now, or a financial storm, or a relational storm, or a health storm, or whatever it is you're going through. When Henry Blackaby in Experiencing God talks about having spiritual markers. Spiritual markers in your life are kind of like stones of remembrance. It's when you look back to your 20s, or you look back to your teen years, or you look back to your 30s. You look back in life, and when you see that God was faithful, oh man, he protected us in this situation. When you see that God provided, he did a miracle for us that Christmas. When you see that God healed you, remember when we were in the hospital, remember that scar, and remember how God healed us of that. When we take the time to remember all of those spiritual markers, and we remember all the times that God was faithful. He was faithful financially. He was faithful with our health physically. He was faithful with our relationship and restoring marriages and restoring friendships and restoring lives. He was faithful in all these areas. When you pile up all those stones of remembrance in your own life, all those spiritual markers in your own life, it gives you confidence as you face the future. If you face cancer, if you face a layoff, if you face foreclosure, if you face a pandemic like we did a few years ago, when you can look back to all the spiritual markers, or all what we call all the stones of remembrances, then you can look forward and know that God is going to be faithful. He is going to make a way when there seems to be no way. He's our way maker. He's going to provide when it doesn't seem like there's any way that the provision will be made, because he's Jehovah Jireh. He's our provider. And this is why we do this for SEC. We're entering a time in our own church where God is telling us, all right, get ready to do something, step out in faith and do something big, to expand. We've been praying since Labor Day for God to expand our territory, expand our buildings, expand our footprint, allow us to keep inviting and keep reaching people. We've had so much growth in this past 6 months to a year that we're hemmed in. It's too crowded. So we've been praying for this. And what gives us confidence that God's going to provide again, he's going to do it again and do it again and do it again, is because of all these things he's already done. He hasn't brought us this far to leave us. He's just getting started. He's in the miracle business. So as we continue to remember these stories and we continue to tell these stories, it builds our faith. If you're new to SEC, these stories, you can borrow our faith. We know God's going to do it in your life just like he has in ours, just like he has in the life of our church. He's going to be faithful and he's going to provide. So I encourage you to keep listening, to keep watching these videos. Make sure you're there this Sunday, because I think I'm going to get to tell the $1 million miracle. If I don't get to tell the $1 million miracle, I'll be telling some of these other incredible miracles. And we're praying for another $1 million miracle. I hope I'll see you someday. God bless.